Hey guys, I'm sitting out here. Sorry, my thing's bouncing a bit. Um, with the dogs. It's a beautiful morning. We've had beautiful temperatures, nice lower temperatures for sleeping at night, maybe high 70s during the day, but it's been very nice to be outside. Yesterday, I brought the dogs to the park. I just needed to get out and walk in the woods, and we didn't really walk in the woods. We actually did a trail. I actually made a video, but I just was ranting so much. I was like, I don't feel like even putting this out there. So I went there. My dogs were really crazy when I got out of the car, and they were like pulling a lot. And I was like, oh my God, what is going on today? So we just kind of walked the roadways because I didn't want to go back on the trail. There was a lot of bear poop, and the last thing I want to do is run into bears, and I want the bears to have their space. I don't want to be that person that's infringing on bears. And there's so many blueberries on the trails at the park that I'm like, no, we can easily just walk the dirt roads. They have a bunch of dirt roads going leading to lakes and stuff like that. And I can see, that's why I like walking the roadway too, because I can see what's ahead of me. Um, because I want to give wildlife their space and I want the dogs to also enjoy stuff. So, anyways, I don't want to make this too long. The dogs were really crazy, and I was like, what is going on? So it wasn't till I was like walking back to the car, things got a little bit calmer, but Rocky kept looking back at me, and then I thought it dawned on me, and I was like, having the worst day that morning. I was like, ugh, um, just because like we had lots of company. We had Kale and Tessa down, and then Ryan and Hayden came down. It was like once they left, it was just like I don't know, it just became very emotional or whatever. And I know like me and Scott chose to move this far away, but we chose this because financially and for health and mental reasons, it made the perfect sense. And we wanted to finally do something for ourselves. And this was something we really wanted. And at that time was the opportunity to do it, to be able to sell the place we had in Forest Glade and make some money off of it and also purchase land, which we really wanted. And we had been doing research for years about living off grid. It was something we were going to do when I finally retired. Unfortunately, my body quit before I was ready to retire. And my illness, my autoimmune illness, which is my Meniere's and my visual vertigo and my migraine vertigos, just became intolerable, and I became extremely sensitive to noise, which made the only sense to move out here. And I have a lot of issues with lighting and sound and patterns on carpets. So it really affects me. And was the perfect place. So, anyways, I was walking. I realized my energy going into the dogs, and I want dog owners to know this. Whatever you're going through when you're holding leashes, your dog is also going through that. And because I had a lot of anxiety going into the walk, and it had been a while since we had been at the park. We had went there like twice, I think. This was Monday, so Friday. Jesus Christ, I went twice. So, and then through the weekend they hadn't did any. I did nothing through the weekend. I didn't walk. I didn't do anything. It was just like a funk. So, as you can see, they're at it again. Willow and these two just love to wrestle, wrestle, wrestle. Anyways, so they were just absorbing everything I was feeling. So it wasn't until I was coming back where I was a little bit tired. And then Rocky kept looking back at me, looking back at me. And I thought, oh my God, like this dog is picking up. Because then I was feeling like kind of sad and emotional. And he kept looking at it. And it wasn't until I looked at him and I realized this dog is feeling everything I'm feeling. I need to just calm down. So I just took a couple really deep breaths, and then we walked back to the car, and they were so good walking back to the car. And trust me, it wasn't because they were tired, because they still had a lot of energy going on. So we came back, and they played, and I'm telling you, me and Scott, once Scott got home, which is another hard thing for me, that he's gone, and I have so many hours by myself, and it's weird for me to be alone. We really enjoy being together and our company together. So he had came home and I said to him, "Do you want to hang out in the sunroom?" You guys know I moved the mattress there. And he said, "Yeah, it's perfect night. Let's have a fire and we'll sit out and, when it gets buggy, we'll go in." He ended up getting buggy, so we did start the fire and we went in and we kind of sat up against the wall and had the bed and all three dogs were in there. And I just sat there with him and we kind of were like looking. It got dark and you could see the fire and we shut off all the lights and you could see the stars. And I just was sitting there with him. It was so quiet and so nice. And the dogs were just laying with each other and laying with us. And I'm going to share pictures of it. And I thought, man, this is amazing. This is, my place isn't beautiful. It's two little shacks pushed together. And we're not even completed the other bunkie. But I thought, this is it. Like, this is the best. I'm sitting here with Scott. We're looking at stars. We got the fire going. You couldn't ask for a better ending of a night because it was just absolutely gorgeous. And the dogs were relaxed and they were just loving it, watching everything outside. So we stayed out there quite late and we decided to come back into our cabin to sleep, only because Scott had to work the next day. And it does get extremely damp sometimes, but it wasn't bad in there. It was really, really nice. So we just let the fire burn down, and then we came in, did our normal, watch the news, and then go to bed. These guys are so crazy. But, and that's what the reason we came here, for the peace, for the quiet, the scenery. I mean, I could get back to this beautiful day, and that's just my little story, and it's better than my posted rant from when I was doing my walk. And it's just, this is the benefits of getting out into nature. So even if you do live in the city, find a nice forest area and walk it once a week. And I'm telling you, it will make a difference. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, camera's bouncing again, Tuesday. And I'm going to share those pictures of last night.